Alright, so I just wanted to record a video where I'm playing a little bit on 888 poker. Haven't really played much yet, and this is one of the $3 free entry tickets. So I'm gonna be burning that one and hope for the best, I guess. Alright, big all in, pre-flop already. Ace is cracked. Not bad. So how am I gonna approach this? I'm just gonna be sitting tight as usual, waiting for a good hand in the early stages, because I'll get called so much that, I'll get called so much pre-flop and on the flop and on the turn that I don't really want to risk a lot of my stack at this stage of the tournament. I'm just going to go for value all the time and get them to pay me off, especially the guy who shoves nines pre-flop. So that looks like Jack deuce, very solid all in right there. So he seems to be sticking around for longer, which is very good. We have position on him. Okay, that's like the second tournament, also a 9 max, but the right table is turbo and the left one isn't. Let's put this somewhere. Okay. I've got my HUD running. It's just the very basic poker tracker one. I don't have any stats on my opponents, of course, so I'll just stick to the VPIP, PFR, 3-bet pre-flop, stack depth in big blinds, and for some reason the fold to c-bet. Okay, so King Jack is good enough for me to value bet from the button. I expect to get called all the time. Alright, even though he has been shoving Jack deuce, Ace 8 offsuit I don't think is good enough to call. Just bet for value with a sizing that I would use in a cash game, because we're still really deep and my opponents aren't afraid of their stacks, of losing their stacks. So let's bet a little bit less. I expect to get called with worse a lot, just with flush draws, straight draws, some worse kings. Now I expect him to not have gotten there, and in the best case he has a 10, which I will try to get 320 from. I don't know. I don't think he calls very often, but when he has a 10, which is some of the time, he would call that. So, alright. Great, we get paid off. What did he have? 10 Jack, awesome. Yeah, he's just chipping all in. Should keep more of an eye on the right hand table. So he's like all the time, he's going with it, right? Yeah. Okay, so we can make a decision to just call his all in with, I don't know, 20% of the cards. We get 15%, something like that. Wait, he didn't go all in this time? How did that happen? 10-6 offsuit. Okay. So it's kind of the boring part, where I'm just waiting. Can't do much. At a later stage I might consider stealing blinds with Jack 8 suited. I think it's still pretty close, but say we are 25 big blinds deep and people tighten up a lot, then I could consider stealing, but here of course I expect to get called in position and out of position, and Jack 8 is just not a good enough hand. Right. Fold. Easy. He is shoving again, hurling his big stack around. So he's picking up a lot of small pots, but you would expect him to get caught out by a hand that is a lot better than his when he gets called. Now, this is 50 big blinds, and you would say ace high is kind of good, but ace 4 at best plays 50-50 against what he's shoving with, because he would have to have like a non-pair hand that has a card worse than a 4 for me to make this a profitable call, because there's no money in the pot. Like, I'm not committed to the pot, so whatever. Oh, I didn't watch the left table. Don't know what's going on. Left table is a lot slower because it's just a normal tournament. Yeah. So I would expect to be talking about the right table for a lot of the time, and then when that's finished there will be the left table to talk about. So he has a VPIP of 15, hasn't really played a hand. I'm still gonna 3-bet for value, because yeah, I think I'm gonna get called a lot pre-flop, and then there would be some fold equity on the flop, but yeah. So Johnny hasn't played a hand, and I think I'm really meant to fold this now. Yeah. Because he seems like a decently reasonable guy. I don't expect him to shove worse than ace-jack ever. He shouldn't be shoving ace-jack either. And against that kind of a range, ace-queen is just too bad. I could be wrong, of course. He could be shoving some pocket pair, and I should be calling, but we're just talking about the range. So now the big stack is sitting out. Oh, what did I do here? That's not good. How did I fold ace-10? I guess it's not that horrible from UTG to fold, but I would have opened it if I paid attention. Alright, so let's see. I just open folded that or what? Yep. Just okay. So queen jack suit I would of course raise if I was in late position, but being in the big blind doesn't really make me want to eliminate chips for it, because it's gonna be difficult to extract value. I wonder what his like shoving is. Is it like 70%? Well, it's kind of good that he hasn't been looked up by anyone yet, and we can still exploit his big league. Yeah. I guess that's what's happening in $3 sit and goes. So yeah. Limit 4-7 offsuit. Alright. So everyone has, I have like 20 BBs. Still waiting for that big payoff. Jacks seems like a pretty good hand. Pretty good in the button. So this is still a super deep table. I can bet 100. I reckon I can get called for 100. Alright, seems like a three-way pot. So they have committed like 9% of their chips pre-flop. Oh, now he's donking. Why is he donking? That's weird. I could raise for value or I could just call. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what is better. I'm gonna just call. He can lead with some of his draws. Betting so low makes me kind of think that he has something in the kind of 8 or draw type of range. Again, I'm not so sure what I'm doing here, but I'm inflating the pot, I guess, when I probably have the best hand, so can't be that bad. Alright, 9 of... the 9 is like a really bad card, and he shouldn't be paying me with an 8. Would he? I don't know, but I'm not sticking around to find out. Okay, he had 10s. Well... yeah. I mean, 10s in this format would probably pay me, but that's one of the very rare occasions. Like, there are not so many combinations to have 10s there. We're 20 BB deep. This is probably not even a plus EV sharp, I don't know. Might be a plus EV sharp, but it's probably even better to just call with Queen Jack and play it post flop because it plays so well. Like, I will easily know whether or not I have to fold. Like, this is like a really obvious spot. And if I flop a flush and straight draw, I have some pretty nice options. I can choose to check raise all in. I can choose to bet, or yeah. So I prefer just calling over going all in there. And also 24 big blinds is maybe a lot too deep for me to consider this. Okay, I've been playing super tight. This guy too, so I'm gonna try to steal. This seems a bit like, I don't know. 8-3 offsuit. I'm not sure. It might be a spot where it's just exploitable with any 2 cards that he has been playing 13% of his hands, and I have a tight image, so it might just be fine to go ahead and steal with anything against him. I don't know. Can't be that big of a mistake to try to steal there. So he limped. It's not going on this time. It's 20 big blinds. Let's try to ISO raise with my ace high. And hopefully we have some full equity on the flop. Anyways, I want to get heads up against this dude because I can play my ace high against him. Alright, so this flop seems to be hitting his just limping range pretty darn hard, so I'm not gonna continue. I mean, no. He doesn't seem afraid of anything. And okay, so now that he checks twice, I guess we're gonna have like a delayed c-bet for a very low amount, like let's bet 135. And I think I get enough full equity to make that happen. And now I don't think, I mean, no, I don't think he folds ever. Like if he holds a 4 or 5, I don't think I can make him fold reliably enough to make it a profitable bluff. And well, this time he turned up with, what did he have? A two-way pair draw? I don't know what you would call that, but nothing, right? Airball. 15 big blinds glass, it's still not a call. Hand is kind of okay against his shoving range, but I don't want to be 60-40. I think the stack size still allows me to stick around and wait for a better spot. So this seems like a call to see four-way. Yeah. I don't expect him to raise ever, because he hasn't yet. Now I hit my jack, but it's... You could make a case for leading, but then what am I gonna get called by? Not very much. I mean, that I beat. Not very much. So. Kings versus 10-8. Straight on the turn, okay. Well, it happens. Yeah. Still can't get over that hack. How did he call the turn with nothing at all? Well. Okay. Yeah, that was fine. He has 15 big blinds, doesn't seem to be shoving a lot. But Trang is gonna be all in, for sure. So I don't really fancy it. Queen 7, I don't know, it's somewhere in that 50% middle region of hands. And yeah, it just doesn't make sense to take a risk there, because I don't get a payoff like if everyone folds, apart from Tran, because he's never folding. Let's bet 250. Okay. Shit. Okay, I don't feel so happy now, but I think I have to call. It's 10 big blinds, and it's this guy who has been shoving so much. So King Queen is kind of, yeah, given his shoving range, definitely beats his shoving range. And once I have committed that much of my stack, I can't fold against him. Against other people, yes. Like, yeah, against Daybreaker I would probably still fold. So we get some ridiculous pot odds to call. So this is like 1 to 10 to call. And I can hit like nothing now. Okay. Could have hit my straight. So I was thinking, I have 4 outs, right? And I can't really put him on a hand at that point because stacks are so short. So I must think that my that my pair outs are good some of the time, so I count those why is he raiding me? I count those 6 possible pair outs as maybe shit, what's going on? As maybe 2, and then I have 4 straight outs. So that makes kind of 6, 12. Yeah, I definitely had to call that flop. Could have gone all in pre-flop, but you know that's gonna lead to the same result. Yeah, decision was to call his shove pre-flop anyways, and then when he called my open and shoves the flop, I'm still calling with my ace high. Let's see. So I have to win 1 in 4 times. I need like 25%, which I definitely have. Like yeah, I mean. That's bad. The run is getting kind of short. I would normally shove, but people don't exploit that. Min open, so yeah. Let's just go with it now. 10 big blinds. Damn it. Alright. Unfortunately, we got destroyed by Mr. All-In over here. So I think this one is gonna take a while. I've still got some time, so it's gonna register for the next one. So I was thinking, if I have to call the shove on the flop, and then I hit 1 in 4, he's gonna have a pair 33% of the time, and against any pair I have some equivalent of maybe 5 outs, so I'm almost, yeah, it's almost a call when I know that he has a pair, but of course he could have anything because it's just the last part of his stack which he's shoving in, so I definitely have to call. Sometimes I could be ahead. Yeah. Okay, so concentrate on that table. I haven't even looked over here. There doesn't seem to be a super active player here. And we have 50 big blinds. So it's gonna be a little while until this gets really interesting. And where we can increase our aggression. Okay, 36. I know it's 6-4 offsuit, and some people like that hand, but it's out of position and whatever. I could call. Okay. So yeah, in terms of the price I get to call, it's okay. It's like call 60 to win 340-ish. So yeah. Do I win this 20% of the time? I guess. But then I'm kind of in it and I just fold. So whatever. Yeah, this tournament just started, so I'm gonna be as tight as always. Oh, it's the same guy. He must be. Can I find the player? No. I don't know how this works. I was trying to find the player, so maybe he is sitting on just a lot of the table and he's a regular. But apparently I'm not able to, so whatever. This guy's 20 pp deep, like, I think this now is a pretty good spot to attack. 10-8 offsuit, plays alright, post flop, and with his 20 big blinds he can't really do too much fancy stuff. Yeah, so now is the stage where I would try to take down the blinds and yeah, generally c-bet a lot of flops to take it down on the flop. And then on the turn we have to see. I don't know. No plan for that. Okay, so he shoved his 10 big blinds from the small blind. Which is perfectly fine. King 10 offsuit from under the gun, 7-handed. Let's play. Let's play 245. Yeah, I would say this is the cutoff point of what I would play from under the gun, but the observation being that there is just a lot of folding going on at this stage, pre-flop. I kind of felt compelled to try it. He makes it 300 against a bigger stake. I would be able to call, but I don't think he's folding if I shove, and I don't want to play for a third of his chip stack like that, because like I'm gonna be forced to call off a lot of all-ins on the flop. Well, in a lot of situations, and I don't really know where he's at. He's like, he seems to be saying he's willing to go with it and has a strong hand, and he probably has King 10 beat. So I just fold. Sindello, I think that was his second all-in. Might be an indication that this is a player who knows what he's doing, because, you know, 11 big blinds should be shoving, and he shoved small blind versus big blind earlier, so yeah. Or he could just be an aggressive beginner. So this bet doesn't really mean much. Let's just call. I definitely get the price to call, and he seems like he's maybe value betting his 5 or 6? This is really weird. Anyways, we have the best hand, so we bet. If he has any kind of draw, then obviously I want to get it in now. And yeah, if he has a 6 or a 5, then I want to get value from him. Yeah, so now that not all the draws get there, but the 8, yeah, I mean, what, 7-4 got there? I'm not afraid of that. Let's bet. Whoops, timeout. Just, yeah. When I get called, I feel I'm good. Didn't have him on ace-4 though. Well, I was considering how much can I value bet here. What do I think he has when he min bets twice out of position? And as his, like with all of his 4 draws, like straight draws, he's never gonna call. So I can kind of just size it such that I get called with a 6 that had some weird idea of how to value bet. Maybe. I don't think there are that many aces in his range, given that there's 1 ace on the board, 1 ace in my hand, and I mean he limp called, so limp calling ace-4. If you intend to play fit or fold post flop, seems like a really bad idea. So we're a chip leader on this table, right? Doesn't matter. Let's check, see a flop. Check fold, it's kind of weak. But yeah. Yeah, I guess I could have attacked on the turn if it was checked to me. Maybe. I don't really know anything about how to attack more than 2-way pots when you don't have it. Like, it seems like a bad thing to say, but I just don't know when it's good. Alright, so I got called from the guy who doesn't play a lot of hands. And that flop could try to represent an ace, but then also I think it hits his calling range super hard. Okay. Whoops, I was betting 210. To hope that he's playing fit or fold and play a delayed c-bet to hopefully take it down. I don't know. Seems like a fishy move on my part, because it's quite obvious that I don't have anything, and I just purely rely on him playing a very, very narrow fit or fold strategy, where if he doesn't fit the board, he just folds. Okay. This guy limps with 25% of his hands. Let's make it 400. It's kind of a big bet for a lot of people here, apart from the limper. I wonder if he would call 500. I don't know. I just really want to get action with my queens. It's a very bad flop for me because he can't call me with worse pairs, apart from some pocket pairs maybe. Turn card opens up a couple more draws. You can have spade draws now. So I'm gonna wager 350. Could have been more, I guess. The heck, I'm getting raised. So now I kind of put myself in a tough spot because I bet too low. Making it somewhat obvious that I don't have a lot. And yeah, caged, I guess. That was pretty bad by me, because now I really don't know what to do when he shoves. It's really annoying. Yeah, so what could I have done better? I could... Okay, could I bet the flop? I don't think I'm gonna get called by worse apart from the flush draw. Well. And on the turn, when I bet out so low, I run into the problem that I feel I'm kind of under-wrapping my hand, and when he raises me then I feel bad about folding. 11 big blinds. Let's play 4 more in position with kind of a good hand. Oh, he just folds. Great. Okay, so on the turn I felt I under-wrapped my hand a little bit and had to call 500 to win 3,700. But if I call turn and the river bricks, do I have to call river? I don't know. Yeah. This is kind of sad. I think this would be a hand where I need some advice on, I guess. Okay, I did 500 from the small blind. Got called. It's wheeling again. It's just limping a lot. Nah, this is not a hand where I should attack because he has 6 big blinds, he has 11 big blinds. I would expect a lot of shoves. Haven't seen them shoving yet, so on the other hand, yeah. I guess 8-6 suited could have attacked. Yeah, if you have the observation that these guys shove too tightly. How many places? 3 places, maybe. Okay. I wonder what 3 million is up to. If he... Because by his stats he seems like a passive player. Yet against me he was check raising the turn and shoving the river. I don't know. So Trang over here really seems like a regular, because He's just, whoa, why am I sitting out here? Because he's draining chips slowly, and most of the beginners don't do that. 20 big blinds. Would be a spot where I could open, but then again there is the possible shoves from other people. After all, I'm under the gun, so I fold. Blimp, 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 blimp. I check. There's nothing in the spot for me. I don't expect to take it down if I take a stab, and yeah, I just give up. Right, so apparently we would have taken it down, but there were so many draws on the board, like possible draws, that I didn't want to try. How come we have 14 BB all of a sudden? Hmm. 15 big blinds shoving here. Whelan isn't opening any hands, and now he min-raised it. Wonder what he's up to. Alright. Ace 10, and he calls. This makes me feel a bit better, because he really seems like he had it in that other hand where I had queens. 5 big blinds, do we think he's still folding? I don't know. I don't know. It's possible, but I'm not gonna find out with 8-7 suited. He's just keeping the limping train on. We have 5 players, 2 left to the money. I suspect that this guy is just sitting out to the money, and so is Sammy. So yeah. I feel really tempted to shove, but I mean, I'm sure it's a push fold positive shove. I'm just gonna do it. The problem is that King Queen is kind of alright post flop, or really good post flop, but we are so short. Why? How the heck did he call? Got lucky. Let's connect on here. So it's weird that this guy limped with ace jack, and it's weird that Wheeling called a 3-way all in with what did he have? This is really weird. King 10 suited. You really can't call there. Yeah. I mean, of course we're behind here, but whatever. I'm sure that in the long run this shove is positive in terms of like the long run EV. It's just a question of whether or not I want to play with 14 big blinds. He has me covered, he has 7 big blinds. Whether or not I want to play a post flop hand and yeah, like, okay, so he might be making the mistake to fold. He's 300. I'm just gonna give it up. Okay, so I guess both is okay. You can shove, you can check. Long 45 minutes. Okay. Queen 8 suit is kind of close. He hasn't been playing a lot of hands. I'm just gonna try to steal. I could be shoving, but given the way this guy has been playing, it's probably more profitable to try to take it away with a steal, and if that doesn't work, then I assume he has it. Like, if he shoves on me, then it's a very bad situation, but it's still a fold. And yeah, I think I exploit his, what do I call it really? Pre-flop. Six three offs, 6-3 suited. It doesn't, like, if he folded, doesn't make a big difference to whether or not I'm bet folding 6-3 suit or Queen 8 suited. This is definitely a steal. Well, not definitely, but it's kind of a shit hand, but I mean, opponents are folding enough, so. Yeah, so I was wondering if I should steal small blind versus big blind when he is 9 big blinds deep and he's folding as much as he is with 6-3 suited. I don't know. Okay, so Whelan hasn't opened any hands, and now he's opening from the small blind. I'm going to make a really tight fold with Ace-8 offsuit. Last time he min-raised from the cutoff or something like that with Ace-10 offsuit, so I just assume that he's strong whenever he has PFR. Seven big blinds deep. I would never steal because, yeah, I assume he's shoving sometimes. Queen high. This is kind of iffy. What? 425. Yeah, because I haven't seen him shove. I'm not that afraid of him shoving, and I still want to steal against Whelan because he has been folding so much, so that's why I opened. Like normally, in a normal scenario, Sammy should be shoving so much that it's not possible for me to open that wide from the button, but that's not the case. So. These guys are just playing the folding game, which is great for me. What's going on this table? How did I get to 7 big blinds? I didn't really pay any attention whatsoever. I hope I didn't miss a very obvious all-in spot here. That would be embarrassing. 20 BB deep. You know, I would shove, but I really... well, I guess I have to. I don't want to incentivize him to go all in, and then I have to call off, and I don't have fold equity. I just play 50-50 with my 7s. On the other hand, I don't think it's necessary to shove to get wheeling out of the pot, so yeah. First time he does anything, and then he does this funky min open. Seems like a really strong hand. However, I get great odds to call, but yeah, I really didn't fancy it. Playing out of position, I think, as well. No? Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Man. Jack 6 offsuit. Shoving. 14 big blinds. Okay. Well, I suspect that Sammy is trying to outlast Whelan. In any case, I'm all in. This is just unexploitable. Like, whatever type of opponent he is, I'm all in. Yeah, I guess I would have to call off a shove. Well, he's basically all in when he calls, so whatever. And yeah, I would fold against Whelan with that open. Just getting folded around. It's kind of ridiculous. Well, I'm all in. I think it would look suspicious if I try to win that or anything like that, and I'm not super happy when no, I don't want to min bet because I don't induce any shoves, and if I get called, then I have like a weird decision. Oh shit. 9, queen 9, 5 big blinds. I am not sure. At least, well, I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, we lost that. Yeah, I really didn't pay attention to the right hand table. No. Yeah. Whatever. Let's just take this one down instead. He has 13 big blinds. Yeah, so now it's... Well, it should be a push or fold game, but let's find out if maybe he isn't pushing enough and I can take it away by min betting pre-flop, take it into big blind all the time. Yeah, or whatever is going on. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Against any normal player, I have to call. Think I call, kind of close. Yeah. I'm not so sure if it's a call, I guess. King Queen in an all-in situation doesn't really fare that well, because you only dominate him when he has a king or a queen. And by the push or fold, he should be shoving a lot there, but I really don't know where this type of player is at. Well, it's a decent result. Scored first place. kind of a bit afraid to look back at what happened on that right hand table, where I was just sitting out all the time. But I guess I just didn't get the cards. So I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys at the Poker Society.